Welcome to MedZone African Motives. Welcome, a big welcome to you. We are looking now at English Home Language Grade 8. It's English Home Language Grade 8, whereby we will be dealing with mainly the section B. As we are to start with this module, it is very important for us first to understand that this section B is just easy marks, which must be pertained or which must be accounted by student not to lose marks. And how can we ensure that we are not losing marks as we are going through this? One way it is to adhere or to stick to the guidelines that are stipulated. And one of the guidelines, they say, in this summary, you are to give us or you are to read the passage below that is stipulated to ensure that you know already what is it that you are talking about. The second aspect is to summarize the main ideas. The main ideologies must be summarized into a numbered point form. I want you to take note of this. You must ensure that your summary, it has number 1 up until to number 7, not a paragraph, but a numbered point form summary. And then the third aspect is that your summary may not exceed 90 words. It is a guideline that we must adhere to, that we must follow. At the end of the summary, you must be able to stipulate to us your word count. So it means they can be in a range of 89, but not more than 90 words. And then the other aspect that we need to consider, it must have 7 numbered points. That is very important. Please take it to consideration. It must have 7 numbered points, and it must be written in your own words. So as you are reading this summary, you are going to ensure that when you are writing, you are going to try and create your own wording. And please take note, things like grammatical error, punctuation marks are taken to consideration. Okay. And then the last aspect that we need to take to consideration is entitlement, to entitle it. So it means here you have to give it what? A title, which is 7 ways you can save water at home. So already here, they are giving you a guideline to say your topic must be 7 ways you can save water at home. So we are going to talk about ways on how to save water, as we know that water is a very important aspect in our lives. Without water, we can lose everything. So it is very important for us to save water as far as possible. But on other question papers, you would now see that they will say, create your own heading. But in this case, they did not. But if you are given an instruction to say, give your own heading, then it means you must come up with what? With your own heading. I hope that one is clear. Then I want us to look through this question paper. And then as you can see at the top here, there is what we call a heading. And your heading you are given there is what? Easy ways you can save water is what is your heading. And it was now written by Mr. Carmen Williams. It was published in 5th December, the date here, 5th December 2016. And we are saying this one is a topic. The topic And then as we move on, we are going now to get what Mr. Williams was talking about when he was saying we should save water as far as possible. It reads as follows. Capetonians who were recently asked by the city of Cape Town to cut down their water usage due to drought and dry conditions. There is a very real worry that our dams will be depleted to dangerous levels by the end of what promises to be a very hot summer, according to News 24. So already we can come up with a conclusion that this was not just a theory, but it was a fact because of the 24th news. They declared it as true. And then we are urged here as the citizens to ensure that we save water in our homes so that the future generation will not have problems pertaining to water. And then the second paragraph, it reads as the amount of water used in the city has decreased since mid-November, but officials are hoping for a drop in liters used daily from 850 million to less than 800 million liters per day. So you can see that this is a political entity, political officials, which were pleading to the citizens about the excess of water that is affecting the system as a whole, that is affecting the citizens as a whole. So we are having the idea now that to say the government itself, it has engaged by warning the citizens not to misuse the water. That is the main idea. It continues. So how exactly do we do that? There are a couple of small but effective things you can do to minimize water consumption. At home where you are seated, I want you to think through this, and I want you to follow the guidelines of a water savage. I want you to follow those particular guidelines. And then again, I want us to move again to the next page. Okay. And then it says, instead of letting water just go down the drain when you are waiting for your shower to warm up, use a bucket catch the water you are not using. Then use this water to water your house plants or your garden, or even use it to flush the toilets. So indeed, again, can you see, the government is pleading now to us to ensure that we are taking care of water. The amount of water that is being used, it is an excess now. The other phrase, a shower instead of bathing as often as you can. Also limit your showers. Do you really need to be in there for 20 minutes? So can you see here, the writer is asking us to say, would you spend 20 minutes in the shower? How many quantity of water would you be using? So the bucket system here has to be engaged in. The writer is highlighting to us that the water usage must be dropped indeed. And then it continues, I am pretty sure you are clean after 2 days. If you really must bath, then let that water cool down and reuse it to water plants or do what hand washing need to do. So here we are told that the amount of water that sometimes we use through our raining taps we can be able to recycle that water to do laundries such as washing, and we are encouraged that we can water our plants at home. And then we are to look again another stanza as it reads. It says, if you are one of those people who let the water run while you brush your teeth, stop it. Close the tap and only open it when you are actually rinsing your mouth and toothbrush. All that water is running down the drain could be used in far better ways. So can you see here? We are also having another point to say, if we are brushing our teeth, let us close our taps, but only open it when we are rinsing. That is the other aspect that we can ensure that we are saving water and we are doing the nation a favor. And then the other stanza, if it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down. We are not saying you have to do this, but we are saying you can. It's not actually as bad as you think, and there aren't any health risk as urine is sterile. But I want us to look at this particular weight. Urine is sterile. What is something that is sterile? If something is sterile, we mean to say is not being able to produce offspring, or it cannot produce an offspring. That is, urine is as sterile. And then again, we go to the next stanza. They say, go DIY or call a plumber, but get those leaks fixed. It could save you a lot of money. Yes, even that small leak from your bathroom tap. Again, we are advised to say, let us go to DIY. Let us ensure that we close all those leakages because they come costly. And then the last stanza now, before we can answer these questions, lastly, running your dishwasher or washing machine when it's half empty is really just a waste and can add up. Also, be sure to set your washing machine to the eco settings. So those that are living an aristocratic life, they have these washing machine. So they are also advised to ensure that they save water. Okay. And then let us go now to these answers and ensure that we can be able to get what we were talking about. Okay. And then if you can see, you are going to have now your heading. I've said before, heading is very important. So this would be your heading. This is your heading, or is your topic here. And then you are putting it there as 7 ways you can save water at home. And then if you can see number 1 there, we are saying use a bucket to catch your shower water when it is warming up. That one is a very interesting aspect. We are saying use a bucket to catch your water when it's warming. And then let us go there to the question paper. We can see that we are saying here, we use a bucket to catch water when you are not using it. I don't know if we can see that, but let us try to see where can we get these answers. We can get them here. And I want us to go and check now our a first now answer. Is it now corresponding with what we have been doing? Yes, indeed, it's corresponding because of they say use a bucket to catch your shower water when it is warming up. And then the second aspect, it says shower instead of bath and only for 2 minutes, could be in separate points. And then I know we were dealing with the aspect. Let us go and check it to our question. There, is it appearing? I don't know if is it visible for you in that stanza, but let me highlight it. From this point, do you really need to be in there for 20 minutes? I am pretty sure you are clean after 2. So they are saying after 2 minutes, you must be able to clean up. So I want us to go and correspond our second point there. Shower instead of bath and only for 2 minutes. So you see, these things, they are corresponding indeed because of what we have read there. We are putting it now in what? In point form. And then number 3, they say use the bath water to water plants or wash your clothes. I want us to go also to this question paper at the top there. You can see they are saying you ensure that you close your tap and not only open it when you are actually raising your mouth and the toothbrush. And we can see that all these points that we are talking about, they are there. They say here, reuse it, water plants, or do what hand washing you need to do. So it is showing us straight that the water which we are wasting, we must make something useful out of it. This is the aspect, if I may highlight it to you, to water plants or to do hand washing, you need to do with what? With water that is free. It must do something that is useful. And then I want us to check the other aspects. Don't let the water run while you brush your teeth. Is an aspect that you are covering. We have covered, and we are saying you must close your taps at all times and only open it when you are to rinse now your toothbrush and your teeth. And an aspect number 5, point number 5, if it's yellow, let it mellow, and if it's down, if it's brown, then flush it down. So we are saying this is the 5th aspect which you have actually seen. And then the 6th aspect, they say fix the leaks in your house. Fix the leaks in your house. I remember we were talking about now the DIY, and we are saying that go to DIY or call a what? A plumber to fix those leakages. So can you see all these things that I am writing them here? They are being supported by what we have read before, but the difference is that we are trying to put these things in our own weddings. That is important. You see where I am highlighting it, it is actually agreeing with what we have been discussing and what we have read. And I want us to check now the last aspect here, number 7, they say only run your dishwasher or washing machine when they are full. So we are saying those aristocratic people that they use they have access to washing machine, they can try by all means to help the nation by ensuring that they save water as well. Okay, and then at the end of this summary, this is your 7th point that I was referring to. I want us to check something. I want us to check something here. At the end here of your summary, you are to write the total of weights. You write total weights. The total weighting, and then you stipulate here how many weights have you used. That would be to ensure that you have used the required weights at the end of the day. And remember, what was the instruction? The instruction was to ensure that we are using weights that are into not more than 90. Okay, I want us to check something. When we are marking in the marking center, there are aspects that we are using of counting these weights. We will not count these weights one by one by one by one, but instead, for number 1, we would count from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Ne? So if ever we are saying these are 13, line 1 has 13 weddings, we are going now to check the other weddings going vertically and horizontal. If we are saying here we are having 13, we are stipulating it down to say 13, and then we are going down here. We are counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We are saying is 10 times 3. We are saying is 10 times 13 times 10. So that is how we predict your weight counting at the end of the day. And 13 times 10, we need to know 13 times 10 when we are using these weighting count. Ne? So it is very vital at the end of the day, you are stipulating it to the weight count. Okay, there is now an aspect. Okay, I want us now to write our own weighting. 13 times 10 is 130 weights. 130 weights. Okay, I want us now to check what is now in contact to us. We are saying 7 marks for the contagion and 1 mark for each mark of the content point. And then we are saying here 1 is going to be allocated 3 marks for language, if not verbatism. So I'm saying, good people, please ensure that the wording that you use must be correct at all times, because of we are dealing with the language. We are dealing with the language. So good people, we need also to ensure that 1 to 3 points, they are marked correctly as 1 marks. But if you have written 4 to 5 points correct, you are going to be allocated these 2 marks, and then 6 to 7 marks correct, you are going to be allocated 3 marks. And then if the verbatism 1 to the scale of 5 points, you are going to be allocated 1 marks, which will be the total now of 10 marks. Till we meet again, thank you very much, and please learn as far as possible.